Well, it was a bit below freezing last night, so I was waking up quite a bit. And the moisture on the tent was like frozen stiff. But at least I'm waking up to this. Should be a beautiful day and finally some sun. Well, I fished around Beaverstone Bay for close to 2 hours all around the islands and still no bites, so I think I'm going to move on. But first I need to get my feet dry and warm. The damp shoes are making everything pretty unpleasant right now, so it's going to be hard to enjoy anything until I get that done. So I'm going to build a big bonfire. There's tons of dead wood back there. This is definitely not a campsite that gets used very often. I know it has this pile of cans and bottles that I showed earlier, but they're all really old. I don't think anyone's been here in a long time because I am 29 and I don't ever remember Sprite looking like that or Crush like that. So anyway, yeah, the site's not well used, if at all, and there's tons of wood to burn, so that's what I'm going to do. Well, I've relocated the fire pit because the old one was terrible, useless, and in a bad spot. Way too windy. Even the birch bark didn't want to burn because it was just getting blown out by the wind. And under the rocks there are delightful wood roaches. Well, it took quite a while to get the larger sticks burning. They were wet and they just didn't want to go, but they finally have. And now I'm trying to toe the line between burning and drying my shoes, and I've definitely already burnt them. There, and this whole thing's ruined now, but that's okay. They were old. I mean, this one has duct tape on it. They had a great season of use last year, and they need a replacement anyway. It was just really stupid of me not to bring another pair of shoes on a spring trip with wet conditions, but live and learn. It was also stupid of me not to bring my lip balm. I'm a pretty regular lip balm user, and now, having been without it for over 2 days, I'm suffering. So while I had the fire, I figured I might as well cook on it. And today we have non-calzones. Yeah, I pretty much eat the same stuff every trip. And inside of this one I've got bacon bits, onion, orange pepper because it was in the fridge and I just wanted to use it, and cheese and tomato sauce, of course. It's not quite melted, so I'll give it a bit more time. And when there's no grill, if you set up the fire in a certain way, you can easily cook on it, just right on, put the pan right on the logs. Or I can even put it a bit off to the side on this rock, balance it there, and it'd still get pretty good heat. Calzone number 2 is just about done there. And I've got the other one here, eating a little bit. And it is so good. Making me feel pretty energized, so I think I'm going to have a pretty bad headwind heading into Collins Inlet, but I think this meal is going to get me there. Something I didn't notice last night was some standing dead wood looming right over my tent. It wasn't too big, so it wouldn't have killed me, but it would have crushed the tent and damaged it and hurt me. So I'm going to take the liberty and pleasure of pushing it down right now. Okay, success, but now there's a big limb just hanging in the tree, which is way out of my reach, so oh well, I tried. Well, I just cleared Beaverstone Bay and I had an amazing tailwind for once, and I got through it in no time. And now I'm here in Collins Inlet, so I get to paddle down there now, and it seems pretty calm in here, so that's terrific. And here's a waterfall that I didn't even know existed. So everything is pretty sweet right now. So I spoke too soon. There is a headwind in Collins Inlet. The wind was coming from the southeast, I would say, from my campsite on Burnt Island up to that corner there, which is about 6 kilometers, I think. And that was super helpful. And now I'm going a very different direction, and I have a headwind, but I don't understand how the wind's suddenly coming from the west when it was coming from the southeast. Anyway, I guess I don't have to understand it. It just is what it is. I'll need some energy for this headwind and this kind of endeavor. And fortunately, I found some kind of confectionery. I'm not really sure. I think that's what it is. It looks like peanuts and chocolate. So I'm gonna give this a whirl. I don't think I'll like it. It looks foreign. I've certainly never had it. It's quite appetizing. Yeah, I'd eat that again. Well, it's about 6:30, and after a good 20 kilometers, I'd say, I'm ready to call it for the day. And I found a camp, and it's way more space than I need. It's cool. It's this huge clearing of rock. It's got some meltwater coming down it. And there's a fire pit and a grill and tons of room for campsites. So this will do for tonight. Alright, supper's on. Cheesy potatoes. As usual, I've covered the two food groups, which are carbs and cheese. And I've also got my vino for tonight. Usually I don't bring wine into the backcountry, but as I've said 100 times, I'm packing heavier. And it's a beautiful evening. It's really calm for the first time all day. So much headwinds today. So I'm gonna eat dinner, and I've got sticks ready for a bonfire. It's pretty much all just stringy little spruce trees around here, so I don't really have anything big to burn, so I won't be able to sustain a fire, but I'll have one later and make popcorn on it, and should be a perfect evening. This spruce branch has this really weird bulb in it, and when we find something cool, there's only one thing to do with it, and that's put it in the fire. Where you're going, buddy? Hey, you know what time it is? Yeah, it's 7:30 or so, almost sunset. I said, do you know what time it is? It's fishing prime time!